Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. I am in Mike's little Honda Fit today because we have the trailer hooked up to Truvy, the truck, because we are going to go pick up some more lambs today from the Reinhardt farm after Sunday lunch. And I had just gone and picked it up from Beth and Ryan's last night, and I didn't want to have to go unhook it, rehook it, whatever. So we just took one. A lot of times we take one car to church, but obviously we don't want to take the trailer into town when you don't have to, because also where are you going to park it? Church is all packed. You know, granted, not as much this weekend because it's a holiday weekend. So church was a little light this morning, as I bet a lot of the churches are around town. But excited to go get a couple more lambs. Gonna get 3. So we'll have what is that, 7 ewes total, and then the one ram. So you know, cool beans. Need to be able to ensure that we have enough lambs to start with for our first lambing season next year to get us kick-started, kind of. So as much as I don't want to have to go spend money on lambs right now, we kind of have to ensure that we can even do anything next year to like really get it going. Because with 4 ewes, even if they, you know, their first year, a lot of times they only have single births. So you're talking about potentially only having 4 babies. So need to have a few more than that just to kind of kick us off. Ideally, our first year we wanted to do like 10, but that just hasn't been able to be a reality so far. We'll see, you know, we'll see how that goes. You know, YouTube kind of hit a little bit of a dip for us. And I've talked to a lot about our other friends have experienced that as well, that are in this space, as well as with like sponsorships, which is what helps us kind of, you know, it's part of our income. So, but I will be processing birds. I think all 3 of us, actually, I think 4 of us, I think Trey, Frankie's boyfriend's going to come over on Monday, as you're seeing this, Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Let us not forget the reason that we're celebrating. It's a remembrance day for those that sacrificed their lives for our freedoms that we are so blessed to have here in this country. Gotta readjust my hands. I don't have a selfie thing in his car, so I'm trying to hold it. We'll move it here. There we go. I can rest it on the steering wheel a little bit. Man, I did not get a lot of sleep the other night either. I did something stupid. I had on my Crocs that are like the cute sandal Crocs, and they've got a little bit of a lift on them. Frankie and I were going somewhere. Where were we going? Oh, we were going to Tupelo. We had to go pick up feed and a few other things. And I was like, oh, where are my cute shoes? Well, I went to go pull out, we have one of those bottom like drawer freezers that has like our ice in it. And I was filling up my big old water cup, and I went to pull the freezer, and it sticks, you know, a hair. And I had, because those shoes had just this much of a lift on them, my toe was right underneath the line of where the freezer drawer comes out, and it hit my toe, and without getting too graphic, because it was pretty hairy, it hit my toenail at just the right way that it basically cracked my toenail from one end all the way down to the quick on the other side. And we were in a hurry to get out the door because she had to be back at church at a certain time because they were doing their youth night lock-in. So I basically just wrapped band-aids around it, and just, it was very painful, but I didn't want to like do self-surgery at the time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till later and mess with this when I get home once the throbbing has subsided, because I felt like messing with it right then wasn't a good idea anyway. So that night I unwrapped it. I looked at it, had Mike look at it, and he's like, I would just leave it and keep it wrapped, and maybe it'll grow out a little bit more before you have to really, because if you try to do it now, it's just going to bleed. And I was like, yeah. So the nail is still on there, but it's visibly cracked all the way down. So, and it's not like I can walk on it and everything, but I cannot put a shoe on yet. I tried to put a sock on this morning after I had wrapped it, and I can't put my muck boots on. So like right now when I'm out doing farm chores, I have flip-flops and a Band-Aid on, which is not ideal. but it is what it is. It's what's happening. So, it's fine. It is what it is. But it's not pleasant. And so anyway, Frankie's going to come with me. Mike, I had her drive the trailer home from Ryan and Beth's, which is like 20 minutes from us, yesterday when we picked it up. And then he took her out yesterday for like 2.5 hours, and taught her how to back the trailer, how to, maneuver it, how to get comfortable pulling it, all that. She did fine pulling it on the way home, but, and it's a bumper pull. It's a small trailer. You guys have seen it before when we've got animals and brought them back. It's the same trailer. So it's an easy one to pull and an easier one to maneuver, but back in a trailer is a skill that's tricky to learn. But anyway, she feels pretty confident now, so she's going to, provided the weather holds out, because she said, if it's coming to flood, I don't want to drive it. And I said, that's fair. I don't really want you to be pulling it, mainly because she's not super comfortable with driving in the weather yet. And I'm like, let's not add a trailer into that mix. Going to an area that she's never driven before, on roads she's not driven before. So if the weather stays like this, she'll drive us there. But she did say, she's like, I don't want to drive it on the way back when it's full of lambs. She's like, I'd rather you do that, just because that makes me nervous. And I was like, that's fine. So I'll drive it on the way home. And then her boyfriend Trey's birthday is this week. And his favorite place to go is Waffle House. So I promised him months ago, I was like, we're gonna get you Waffle House for your birthday. So he is cashing in. We are getting Waffle House tonight for dinner, taking him. And so he's all excited about his Waffle House. And we're going to one of his favorite Waffle Houses, because some are better than others. And so we're going to the Waffle House in West Point, which is the closest to us. Very convenient. It's still like 35 minutes away, but so I think that's kind of cute that he just wants Waffle House. So anyway, so we're gonna go do that. And I did get him a little like front license plate for his truck that he's working on. That's a Mississippi State tag, like football team, sports team tag thing, and some sweatpants that he and Frankie really like. So he's good. He's good. He's got his little goodies, and we'll get him some Waffle House, and he's a really sweet boy, and he helps us with stuff when he's around. So and they're awfully cute together. So anyway, so we're gonna go do that later after we get the lambs settled and drop the trailer. Mike wants to keep the trailer for a little bit, just so she can practice a little bit more while we have it on the property, and then they can take it back and drop it. I'll let that be on their to-do list instead of my to-do list, because my to-do list this week is a little long. It's not super long. It's not like it was last week when we got back from the meetup, but I got some stuff I got to do. I got some like stupid stuff I got to do. Like I got to go into the courthouse and pay the registration for the vehicles, and I got to go to I got to fill out the form for the poultry exemption thing for us. It's time to renew it. So I got to do that. And, just little things like that. And I got to post, I've got some, I got to post that I have the chicken for sale, and I got to post that I've got a Gosling and all that stuff. So, I gotta get on that this week amongst all the regular, YouTube shenanigans that I got to do. And I did manage, they were gone yesterday at the farmer's market. Saturday this week was the first farmer's market. I helped Mike harvest everything on Friday night. Well, I didn't help him. I mean, I was there for part of it. By the time I got back from dropping Frankie off at the youth thing, he and I finished that and got the truck loaded. And then they sold out of all but like, I think 3 or 4 zucchini that they brought with them, and which was good. Not that, next week and the week after, it's really going to start popping off. But this week was just kind of like the beginning. So not everybody had a ton of stuff yet. But they did great. And while they were gone, I was able to like clean the house with nobody home, which was nice. Because normally somebody's still asleep, somebody's working, so I have to be quiet when I clean. And I like to like blast music when I clean throughout the house and like, whatever. And I don't ever get to do that anymore. So when they're both gone, I was like, I'm gonna clean the house. I blasted the music. When they walked in the door, they were like, holy cow. because it was loud. But you know, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. If I have to scrub a toilet, I want to have a little bit of fun while I do it. You know, blast some rock and roll and have a good time. So that's what I did. But I got the house all cleaned, which was good. I didn't do the deep clean that I was planning on doing. However, Frankie's home this week, obviously from school, with school being out, and she hasn't started any, what do you call it, like band camp or anything yet, hasn't started. So I did give her a couple projects in the house that I want her to work on that I just haven't had time to do. I also like to give her tasks like this to do so that I find that it helps. She helps me monitoring, keeping it put together. I give an example. I will clean out the fridge. I will scrub it. I will organize it. 2 days later, it's a hot mess again because they will just shove stuff in there. They'll put things without lids on them. Something gets spilled and I get frustrated. So I told her, I was like, look, the fridge is almost empty because we were gone. I hadn't gone shopping. I was like, this is the best time to like really take everything out, scrub the inside of the refrigerator. I'm like, I'm putting you in charge of that. And so now I have backup because she'll say to her dad, like, that's not where that belongs. Put a lid on that. This needs to get thrown out, like whatever, you know. So I also put her in charge of organizing the pantry this week. Because they tend to get snacks and then shove them back in the pantry. And so then, even though I have it all at some point organized, over, you know, every time I do it, every couple of months, it's back to being a train wreck in there. So I'm like, you're going to be in charge of that now. I guarantee you her snacks are going to go back where they belong now. And she'll be on top of him about, hey, put that away, you know, put that where it belongs, you know. So we'll see. We'll see if my theory holds, but I think it will. Kind of help her learn that a little bit and also help me keep it in check a little bit. Keep the house clean and in check. And with her home right now, there's no reason that she can't add a little assist in my opinion. So, but yeah, so busy afternoon ahead with Lambs and Waffle House, baby. That's all you need to get by. Lambs and Waffle House. Now, if Waffle House served lamb chops and waffles, I could be onto something here. I'm just saying. And then we're gonna process birds Monday, today, as you guys are seeing this. So at least that's the plan, unless the weather really takes a turn, because life. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get them done. If not, I'll be doing them by myself. Well, not by myself. I'll have Frankie to help me, but she and I will probably do it like Tuesday or Thursday or something this next week if the weather's real bad Monday. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I got to report. Lots going on. Anyway, I appreciate you. I hope you are having a wonderful Memorial holiday and remembering the reason for our freedom. And as always, guys, stay blessed and remember, safety's off.